Hey, welcome to again, folks. Thanks for taking the time to listen to another episode of Farm James Mountainside Beekeeping. Yeah, and in between this beautiful Vermont mountain weather, and you folks may know what I mean, cloudy days, sunny days, things are growing. Today's a beautiful, partly cloudy day, breezy, and it's in the low 70s. And today, trying to catch up. This whole new row over here are for the new queens that just came in from California. I decided to put it down on a credit card because I'm broken. Got to use that fake money to keep that honey growing so that I can make money. With growing this apiary, as you can see, folks, it's been growing. Sorry I haven't been showing you my bees because I've been too busy working with the bees in between this beautiful Vermont weather that we're having, whether it's sunny today, as you can see, a beautiful sunny day after some crazy thunderstorms yesterday. And the bees are letting me know that they are busy as can be. As you see, the activity of the hives are telling me that there's a nice flow going on, folks. And yeah, the ladies are letting me know. The peach tree's got a lot of peaches on it. I'm happy about that because 3 years. But anyway, back to the bees. So yes, the front row. Wow, look at the front row. The front row has grown a lot. And I just started this row. And these are going to be my nuke, 5-frame nukes. And the 5-frame nukes, sorry about that, folks. Just mosquitoes, not really the bees. The bees are working hard. They're not worried about me. They're worried about that. I'm just keeping this on my head. Not for them as much as the mosquitoes, because they are more feisty than the bees right now. Nectar flow is good. So back to these. I got these set up, and these are for the Carniolan queens I just got in the mail. Came in today from California, Oliver Raz. All marked this time. Maybe they got the subliminal message. Well, anyway, I got nice 10. Very healthy. And I can't say anymore. I got them. I like them. They did a great job on shipping. I wanted to get some local queens, but the weather's been not allowing that to happen really well and really good. So a lot of Vermont queens are a little bit behind, and I really need to get things up and running because there's going to be a tremendous fall flow. But yeah, the front row, if you look behind me, you could see front row right there are a really good row of bees. They are running 2 or 3 deeps and our 2 supers. And yeah, and same with all of my overwintered hives. They're all running 3 deeps, 3 supers. And my splits are, you could see, are in the smaller boxes over there along the end, where these 2 are kind of like, well, that one's empty, but this one is going pretty well. So I'm psyched about that. But in that back row, all of those are laying queens, except back there, well, you can't really see it. So those walkaway splits, I got some success with that. But I've been feeding my bees the Ultra Bee pollen because of this weather, folks. I want to have that brood food continuing to go. I don't want to slack up on that. I have enough cones, so I'm not really doing 1-to-1 as much because of the nectar, the black locust, and soon to be the basswood, the linden trees will be blooming. So yeah, behind me these big trees are blooming. We got red maples. We got the, like I said, the black locust behind those. So yeah, things are blooming for them nectar-wise. Pollen is coming in, and that's really indicative also because they are flying like crazy. They are very, very busy. And without that good food, I wouldn't have these strong colonies. But yes, I still have been feeding the Ultra Bee powder pollen, and I've been dumping it right into the hives. I really haven't been letting them go forage it. Why? Because they're are finding resources, but I want to kind of help them keep that brood production going. I do not want to slow up on that brood production. I want to keep it strong. So my colonies are strong. As you can see, my overwintered hives are really easy to see, folks. So to put it simply, all of my overwintered hives are already in 3 deeps, or 3 supers, or 3 deeps and 2 supers. And I've already taken brood from them to start split. So I'll be also taking brood from those big giant hives, as well as some of these hives back there that are not really those package bees, but the overwintered nukes that are in the very, very back row. Okay, over there. Yeah, over there. In that very, very back row. I'll be taking brood from them and giving them foundation because the nectar flow is strong. Then also I have some empty comb. And I'm scraping honey instead of the 1-to-1 nectar or 2-to-1. That's probably why I'm not doing the syrup. Honey is best if you have it. And I had like a bunch of dead outs, 7 dead outs. And that's why I have a lot of honey, because in each of those dead outs was about 80 pounds. So I've been scraping that off and been feeding that to them. And as you can see, that's been helping them grow. I'm sorry I can't be really going into the hives just because between this crazy weather and the sunshine, I don't want to interrupt what they need to do, and that is go out and get those resources that they need to keep growing. And as you see, they are growing. And I did an inspection on the front row and the second row on the 18th, and 3 to 4 solid frames of brood, folks. That's why I added a deep. I didn't even go with the super. I want more bees for that fall flow because I love that goldenrod as well as that knotweed honey. That won me best cream honey in North America, so I want to get more of that knotweed honey. So I'm building up these colonies as fast as I can, as strong as I can. So yeah, I'm dumping on at least a half a cup of that Ultra Bee powder right on the colonies, right across the brood frames, because I want that brood food growing. I want that bee bread to be made. I want all that royal jelly. I want queen's fat. I want them laying. I want everything healthy. I am also adding probiotics, so I do the Dr. Carson's Complete, which is all of the blend of everything. That's why it's called Complete, Dr. Carson. And the results are tremendous. As you can see, I have through all these hives here in the second row, those are all the splits. Some splits are growing faster than others because, again, the open mated queens took a little longer, but they're catching up very fast. Those open mated queens are either in a medium or a deep or already going into 2 deeps or a medium and a super. And I'm feeding every time I'm doing inspection. So the third row and fourth row of those packages and those overwintered nukes, they got a feeding regimen that allowed me to get things going for them, and they are jumping off. The package bees are not growing equally, but everybody knows, no hives grow the same. So those package bees are growing at a very good rate because there are a lot of resources for them to get. And as you can see, that's indicative based on how the bees are flying fast. Those lights you might see on it are still blinking. That's a defective predator light. I like using those along with my fence because those lights really kind of confuse the bears. But back to the bees. So returning to the bees, so the double nukes, I'm also giving them all of the dead outs, extra food, extra honey, extra stores from last year. Folks, just because honey is a nice, good resource if you have it. My bees have got clean honey. I eat it all the time. So I did definitely an investigation of my bees and my dead outs, so I'm not concerned that it was, like nosema or any of those viruses, pathogens that will continue to grow over years unless you use chemicals or gas agents or something like that to just get rid of them. But there are other ways to get rid of it. It depends on what it is. whether it's from the moths or something. So anyway, that's what I'm giving them. I'm giving them that honey, scraping it off right on it, and they're getting this overgorging them. My feeling is if they're getting overgorged, that they're going to make a lot more wax. They're going to make a lot more comb. They're going to make a lot more royal jelly for that queen. They're going to make everything to keep her going. And as you can see, folks, the hives are growing. Oh, sorry about that. That was me. Yeah, the hives are growing. They're doing well. What can I say is that, yes, this back row finally is starting to take off, except that one, that is a dud. So out of the 7 I got, that one there is a dud. It happens, it is what it is, but no more investing in bees except me. I'm going to be breeding. I have enough breeding stock. Enough, as I learned, drones are really important, so I have enough bees to get what I need in my breeding stock. There are no other hives for me to really worry about. So yeah, so I'm kind of happy with what's going on. Bees are very happy. Again, that one row that I have are all 5 frame boxes, and I will be going in tomorrow and the next day, grabbing brood out of the big giant hives so that I can make 3 and get 3 frames of brood, because that's what you kind of really need right now in this time of year. In Vermont is at least 3 frames of brood to get these colonies to grow so that I can have them go into winter. Because in Vermont, you kind of got a plan right now to get bees ready for winter. So that's what I'm doing. And getting these queens going, I'm going to give them a nice boost by adding 3 frames of brood, frame and a half of sealed brood, and emerging brood and the other. And the rest will be resources and a foundation so that they can grow. Right now we got a good flow, so that I feel comfortable with that. But we had a lot of rain last night that knocked off the nectar, but the bees are letting me know that the nectar flow is good to go. As you see, the activity is very, very strong. A lot of bees, a lot of things happening right here. So I'm very psyched to get these queens going into these boxes over there and that row over there. Yeah, so right there, folks. Get those bees in those boxes. I have 10. I got 10 made it carniolan queens for Oliver Rise. I bit the bullet. I did spend the money just because I needed more queens laying. I'm trying to build up my honey production to meet the demand of Farmer James's Mountainside Honey, and also talk about Farmer James Mountainside Bees. So, folks, if you're splitting hives, if your hives are kind of growing slow because of Mother Nature and interrupting the flow, if you pay attention to a lot of the science says pollen is brood food, and because I live in the mountains, I want to keep the brood growing as much as I can, not just to get honey, but also so that I have enough bees going into winter. So, folks, you may have, if you've been watching me, give me a thumbs up, Farmer James Mountainside Beekeeping. Let me know what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. If you want to see me inspect the bees, I might have time to do it. But I've been just really planting a lot, trying to grow food because the cost of food and also the cost of raising bees is not cheap. So you see how my apiary has grown. It has grown from 7 colonies, purchasing 10 packages, 7 overwintered nukes, getting 6 overwintered nukes, and then the rest are my splits. So, yeah, I guess we can do the math, or I could do the math, but it really doesn't matter. I'm just kind of keeping my bees strong. I'm doing the Ultra Bee pollen until there's enough pollen getting to the levels where I think they're comfortable. And what do I mean by that? Well, I have at least 4 to 5 frames of sealed brood these squeeze are laying and then keeping laying. So I got to make sure I have empty comb because the bees are bringing it in. And they're packing it. They're packing in that nectar. They're packing in the pollen because the queens are laying. They're building up that brood food. So pollen is necessary, folks. So if you don't get enough, you don't see enough, add more. add more pollen, because sometimes Mother Nature isn't given enough to give to these ladies because they need it to grow as well as they need it for making wax and they need it for making honey. So, yes, folks, again, Farmer James, Mountside Beekeeping. Let me know what I said. What can I do? What can I say? Give me a like, subscribe. Let me know. You like my bees, Farmer James. Have a good day.